Have you ever wondered why it seems so hard creating healthy habits that last? Well, to find the answer, we should first define what a habit really is. Author Charles Duhigg, who wrote The Power of Habit, says habits are powerful but delicate. They can emerge outside our consciousness or can be deliberately designed. They often occur without our permission, but can be reshaped by fiddling with their parts. They shape our lives far more than we realize. They are so strong, in fact, that they can cause our brains to cling to them at the exclusion of all else, including common sense. How powerful is that? A simpler definition might be a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Now that sounds pretty good. So when it's a habit, it's pretty automatic. Now, to create healthy habits, let's look at some common barriers that stop most of us. Ask yourself, do you struggle to choose chocolate when you are relaxed or feeling bored instead of eating maybe a healthy apple? Do you prepare a simple healthy meal rather than choosing an unhealthy takeaway? What about those ingrained habits like smoking, drinking, or eating emotionally, overeating usually? And what about those times when you know you need to do something, yet you procrastinate? I'm good at this one. So if you're one of these people who struggle, know that you're not alone. Almost every habit that you have, good or bad, is the result of small decisions, many of these small decisions made over time. And because our habits are run by our subconscious mind, which is a million times more powerful than our conscious mind, winning by willpower alone is usually futile. Here are 4 reasons why so many people fail in the pursuit of their goals and in creating healthy habits. First, we are hardwired to be kept safe. So our lofty goals and visions of creating a new me are unfamiliar to our brains. So we have nothing to reference as our inner set point to connect with. Number 2, because we are creatures of habit, we often find ourselves falling back into our comfortable modes of behaviors if we aren't continually vigilant and taking small steps to keep out of the danger comfort zone. Then we're doomed to fail. Number 3, our brains are motivated to move towards pleasure and away from pain. So most goals, such as diets, conjure up feelings of deprivation instead of an abundance of focusing on the foods that we can have. And that leaves us with a perception of pain, making it even harder to succeed. Exactly the same as finishing that tedious report or tidying the house. We are easily distracted and can only focus for around 7 to 8 seconds, which is what the new research shows. So it's easy to forget to stick to our best intentions on a daily basis. I'll give you some simple ways to help you succeed so that you can be one of the 8% of successful people who succeed in creating and sticking with these new habits. Firstly, get crystal clear on what it is that you want and why you want it. Instead of creating a lofty goal that like losing 10 kilos, which, if that's unfamiliar with you, you've got no reference point. So creating a healthy lifestyle goal might be a more realistic and then you can break that down into more achievable steps. Number 2 is develop an emergency action plan, which is a list of set things to do when you experience some cravings or temptation. They are things that help you strengthen your willpower and let you live in the moment again when experiencing some kind of weakness. And they help you live on purpose to reach your end goal. Here are 5 tips, or it's actually 6 of them, to help you choose from, and you can combine a few of these if you like. First, maybe have some social connection. So have someone that you can call when you're feeling in that vulnerable moment. You could set that up ahead of time to say, hey, I need a friend I can talk to, or your family member or someone. Number 2 is meditation. You could sit down and take a few 2 to 3 deep breaths, belly breaths, really bringing in lots of air and oxygen and just feeling into that moment. Number 3 could be prayer, of whatever form that might be for you, connecting with some higher source of energy. And number 4, make a gratitude list. Start writing things that you're actually feeling grateful for in your life, and shifting into a more positive state. Number 5 might be acts of service, so clearing plates or playing with the kids, talking to others who are lonely. And number 6, find a distraction or have a set distraction that you can go to. If you like crosswords or some kind of mind game, walking the dog or getting some healthy food prep going. I find that one quite useful for me, is starting to actually create things with my hands can be quite useful. And when you do have your action plan, visualize on actually doing what you plan on doing from your emergency action plan, and setting that visualization into place ahead of time can help it be more successful. And remind yourself that hunger is not an emergency. It may feel like one, but it's not a genuine emergency, and you will make it through, given that you get food within probably 24 hours. Practice this exercise often as a mental rehearsal or visualization. Helps the unfamiliar to become familiar. And while visualizing, connect with the feeling of how you feel when you're going through those moments. Imagine how proud you are and how you will be, and when you amplify that feeling, you connect with the more pleasurable feelings of the goal, which is critical for your success. Finally, take small steps consistently to slowly move out of your comfort zone and reset your inner set point. Remember to celebrate your successes, and your brain will give you a shot of dopamine, that feel-good hormone and addictive reward center of our brain, that will just make the whole process more solidified. Most people find making change on their own hard. So if you're one of those people who need help creating healthy habits and sticking with them, especially in relation to food and eating, well, help is here. You could join a group program, exercise with a friend, or enroll in a course. Doing things as a group is proven to be much more effective, and with support, all of us succeed far better. All have been proven to have that accountability and the connection with others as being much more rewarding and grounding. So I hope you've enjoyed some of these tips, and you've got even one new healthy habit that you're going to be able to create very soon. Until next time, thanks for listening, and be well.